Good evening, respected ladies and gentlemen. Today, I am going to speak on the topic World Environment Day, and it is 5th of June. The topic that I have chosen is climate change, where we are the problem and we are indeed the solution. Let us first understand what is environment. Environment, the natural environment or natural world, encompasses all living and non living things occurring naturally, meaning, in this case, not artificial. The term is most often applied to the earth or some parts of earth. The climate change is a problem that has been created by us, that is me, and the solution is we. Now let us understand what is climate change. Climate change, as the word itself, we can understand there is a change in the climatic conditions. Or climate change includes both global warming driven by human induced emissions of greenhouse gases and the resulting large scale shifts in weather patterns. Now let us understand what are the causes and effects of climate change. Causes, as you can see in the picture, is rapid industrialization, the energy that we use regularly, the agricultural practices, deforestation, consumer practices, livestock, transport, resource extraction and pollution, etc. There are many other causes that leads to climate change. What are its effects? Rising temperature, rising sea levels, unpredictable weather patterns, increase in extreme weather events, land degradation, loss of wildlife and biodiversity. What are the social impacts of climate change? It results into displaced people, poverty, loss of livelihood, hunger, malnutrition, increased risks of disease, global food and water shortages. Now, in order to prevent the climate change, the Paris Agreement was held on 12 December 2015 between it was an international treaty. The Paris Agreement is a legally binding international treaty on climate change. It was adopted by 196 parties at COP21 in Paris on 12th of December 2015 and entered into force on 4th November 2016. Its goal is to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, preferably to 1.5 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial levels. Now let us find what can be the possible solutions to the climate change. The important steps that can be taken. Individual actions, social awareness and pressurizing governments. 5 main steps that society needs to defeat the climate change. First is commitment. We need to have that commitment and the resilience and that attitude towards our climate, the positive attitude. The current climate crisis requires people to demand political action from their governments. Second, participation. Climate change requires individuals to contribute to sustainability in their communities through practical solutions. Third, healthy habits. Walking, riding a bike, and healthy eating are habits that will help in the fight against climate change. Riding a bike here means riding a bicycle. Fourth is environmental awareness. Societies that love and respect nature play their part by setting an example in the fight against global warming. Fifth, efficiency and innovation. Climate change needs people to prioritize energy saving and the use of renewable energy. Next, what are the individual actions that can be taken? Top options for reducing your carbon footprint. Average reduction per person per year in tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. First, you can do is leave car free. Use alternative car, which are like electric car, battery electric car. One less long haul flight every year. Renewable energy. Public transport. Refurbishment or renovation. Vegan diet, which is vegetables. Try to eat more vegetables and reduce consumption of non-veg. Heat pump, improve cooking equipment and renewable-based heating. Social awareness. Social awareness is a very important tool which helps us in preventing climate changes. First, we can volunteer with a community. Talk about the global solutions to the problem. Host a service project and then attend a protest or rally. Kids want just climate justice. So recently we have heard about protests that have been carried by Greta Thunberg, which was one of the biggest initiative by her towards preventing the climate change. And our next important step that I will be discussing is pressurizing the government. Pressurizing the government, because government is the main agency who should be helping us in order to prevent the climate change and make this world a sustainable and also habitable one. And we need to save, because this is the only earth in the whole universe where humans can survive. Our future is in our hands. Climate change is what we can prevent it. But the government does not take the climate crisis seriously. We need to protest against that. We need to raise our voice. Fridays for Future. This is a certain example of the protest which happened in Assam, in Guwahati, and Voice of an Assamese, Climate Strike, Joy Ayokam, Riding to Delhi. Thank you. There is one more video that I'll be playing at the end of this presentation. Hope you all liked it. And this topic is so huge that we cannot discuss everything in one video. And I was just trying to give a rough idea about our environment, and the climate change is the main topic, the main problem that we are facing nowadays, and which needs to be taken very seriously in order to make our earth a habitable one and protect it for our future generation. Thank you.
My message is that we'll be watching you. This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?